Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of uranium, one of my favorite sectors. I haven't been able to get in there and buy a bunch for the donations portfolio for this stuff, but the sector looks fantastic. We'll go through the technical analysis. It's just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. Here we go. Let's dive in. So I'm starting with the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, SRUUF. And it is a clear breakout, and we are moving higher even still. It looks fantastic. This guy is in full cheetah mode. So would I buy it up here? Oh, God, I don't know. I like buying on these breaks down here, guys. I buy before the move, and it's very difficult for me to chase. It's kind of not in my genetics, but I can tell you this. This looks fantastic for a move higher. This thing could very well move. Let's do a little trend-based fib extension real quick on it. If we were to go to a 1.618, my lord, that puts us at like $21, and we're only at 13. So this thing has a long ways to run if it wants to go. So yeah, if it runs, it's going to run. Everything else is following the cheetah. It's in full cheetah mode for most of these. North Shore Global Uranium Mining ETF, URNM, it is moving higher. Little bit of contraction up here. We'll see what happens. But again, everything's moving on pretty good. Bannerman with a bullish engulfing. I do like that pattern, guys. Little Banny wants to go higher. Jumping higher, leaping higher, galloping higher. I don't know what the heck it's going to do, but this guy's looking pretty good. Here we are moving on up. We're right on that long-term resistance line. I like buying on these types of areas. So I think Bannerman looks really good for a move higher. Goviak's just moving sideways. It's doing a little bit of resting on top of its pattern. Usually what happens is you break it. You get a little bit of sellers up here, so it rests a little bit, and then it runs again. The cheetah is in full gallop mode. Little Govy, you will be a runner, and you're just pausing at this time. So I'd be jumping in there probably and getting a little bit of shares if you like that one. Another one who's resting up a little bit is Global Atomic. It took a lot of power and pressure to get through this resistance line. We're up there. We're doing some hang time up here, and we've got a small little up day. We might go sideways a day or two, and then we might be back to the races. So that one looks good. May the forces be with you. It is ripping it. Bullish engulfing right there where I've got it circled. We've got another bullish engulfing today. I like it to go higher. Looks good. Pure Point Uranium looks like it's putting on the jets, 14.64% up. That one's looking good coming off its support line. Big volume too. Deep Yellow, bullish engulfing, broken down trend, moving higher. I like it a lot. Looking at PALAF, Paladin Energy. We're coming up to a resistance line. We're getting a little bit of contraction, got a little wick at the top. There's our resistance line. Are we going to break it? We've got a monster bullish engulfing with another bullish engulfing with another bullish. Looks good. Now we just got to see if we can break. It's up to the buyers now. They're in control. Sky Harbor is working its way higher in the face of all this resistance up here. Every time we got up here, sell off. We regrouped down here below it, and then now we're punching through it again. It wants to go higher. We just got a little bit of resistance through here. Next Gen Energy is the next solution energy source. Coming on up, looks good. Nice, good buying pressure today. Finished pretty strong. We'll see if the momentum can continue. Alaska moving higher. That one's looking good. It is still within and under its big long-term downtrend. We got to break the big boy here. We break that big boy. We're off to the races. We'll be do freedom chasing. We'll be running because we're free of all these resistance areas. Base load. Hopefully hitting the mother load. A little bit of a down day, or it's an up day. Momentum is coming down a little bit. So we're losing a little bit of momentum up here. But again, we've broken the downtrend. Everything looks okay. I wouldn't do anything with it. Just sit on it. Fission 3.0, we have a 6.4% update. We're right at that resistance line going across here. We had a lot of support resistance there before. This thing looks fantastic on the long-term big picture view of the breakout, retest, buy the retest, and then hold on because we're going to ludicrous land way up there. That's probably where we'll end up eventually. Fission, uranium, another bullish engulfing, little wick at the top. I'd like to see that finish stronger. I'd be even more bullish, but it looks good. Looks good. CCJ getting a little bit of contraction in the opening and closing price. Buyers are starting to equal the sellers a little bit more as we go up. Kazetum still getting sold off a little bit. Pen MF, we're on top of the pattern, getting some good buying pressure. Looks good, guys. Looks good to go higher. Hopefully we can get the momentum to continue. Boss Energy is going to come up to its all-time support line up here, or I should say all-time resistance line. We got to try to break through that next. International Consolidated Uranium's having a little bit of struggle up here and a little bit of selling pressure. Again, we're sitting on top of this big pattern. I do like buying stuff up there. It's already broken out. Lotus Resources, LTSR. Let's zoom in a little bit on the dailies. Broken its downtrend line. This one looks good. It should continue higher. Yeah, we can move. We could cycle back and forth, but the trend should be higher. Looks good. You, Roy, me, Roy, we all Roy. You're jumping for joy. This is a big old move. We broke out of this uptrend line here a little bit. Now we're just moving on up. It looks really good, guys. It finished very strong. This has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strong days back to back with good volume. Can't ask for anything better. Encore Energy getting a little bit of sell-off today. I don't know what the reasoning is. That one was ripping it. But we got a little bit of selling pressure up here. We're right at that resistance support line. And we'll see where it goes from here. You, me, gone. 5.37%. Big old move from about 640 all the way to 890 in no time. Good move higher there. I don't know if I'd be chasing it, guys, up here. It may continue higher. It's doing quite well. We got a little wick at the top. I don't have the chasing blood in me, guys. I just don't have that. Big move higher in URG. That one's looking just like UU. UEC, big bullish engulfing here, and then the move higher. It's above support line. This thing's probably going to just rest a little bit and then launch again. LEU looks really good. I like how it broke through its downtrend resistance line there. Now I just want to see the buyer step in and push it higher. LTBR moving higher. That one looks good. That's on a long-term resistance line coming here. So this looks like it wants to launch much, much higher if the buyers want to push it higher. That one looks really good for a long-term hold. ISO Energy moving higher, finishing strong, looks really good for ISO Energy. Appia Energy, it's right underneath its resistance line. It's just got to break out. If you guys want one that's kind of lagging, Appia Energy be a nice little pickup here. This is a bullish engulfing as well. I do think we're probably going to head higher. I'd be a buyer. That's me. DNN, that guy's been ripping higher, finishing strong, looks good. Blue Sky Uranium right under the resistance line. This long-term resistance line going through all these guys here. It's right below it. It'll probably break back above it. Forum Energy Metals, I've got the big old moving higher. It looks good. Bullish, piercing pattern. Probably going to go higher very soon. Anfield Energy's on top of the world here. It is right on top of this big old resistance line. This could be a big move, guys. Maybe allocate a little bit of money in for the ride. That's what I would do. That's what I have done. I'll put just a teeny bit on there, and maybe we get a big run. Laramide's still moving up. It's above its support line, still looks good. Western Uranium is putting on the move. It is moving. We've got the downtrend break. It broke out. It went sideways, and then boom, the buyers came in and pushed it. UEXCF, another one that's pushing it higher, 7.19%. Looking good, bullish engulfing. higher is where I see. Mega uranium. I mean, this one's super mega colossal big. Actually, it looks really good. I would be a buyer. I did buy mega uranium, guys. I bought it down here though, in the corner. This looks good to move higher. Yeah, let's do this. See if we back out and we put a huge arrow. Wait, let me take the other one out here. We gotta do this and put a bigger arrow up there so we can see how far this thing launches. This one, what happens to all these charts is they come into a resistance line. So we jammed our head, hit our head. We came back and went to this support line, jammed our head, hit support line, jammed our head, hit support line, jammed our head. We are basically battling between the buyers and the sellers. And we just recently broke to the upside of this pattern where I think something's going to give. And I think the buyers are just going to come in here and smoke the sellers and push this higher. So as far as I can tell, guys, everything looks really good. It looks really good. I think right now you should be holding on. That's what I'm doing. I'm holding on. I'm expecting really big moves out of some of these companies. How big? I don't know. I don't like putting price targets and projections and all this stuff. If I were to put a price target on this, let's do mega uranium. It's right here. Since you guys asked, because I know everybody asked, what's the price target on this? Let me see here. Yeah, let's choose something else. Let's choose a popular one would be like DNN, because I know a lot of people own DNN. Let's do DNN. So let's say, I mean, there's a price move here. Let's see where we got here. So we'll go from the bottom to the top, and then this is the retracted move here. It went to point whatever, but if we were to go all the way up, you know, at least 360 there if you use this little guy move there. From this leg to this leg here, the pullback. There we go. Get that out of there. I've seen other ones where you can do, let's do CCJ. That one's got enough data. Well, actually, we could probably do this one. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Let's do Denison Mines. We're just going to do one price projection here, guys. Let me get, there's one with more data than this one. DML. DML's got the data, guys. So if we were to use this as the last bull market, and this, let's say this was the first leg up, and then we're going to hit a huge third leg. If you use that and do a trend-based Fibonacci line here, bam, 1.618 gets us to 28 bucks. I don't know if that's where we're going, but that's DML. It's currently at $2, and we could go to 28 if this was the first leg of a very big move, if we were to look at it from that perspective. If we were to look at it from this perspective here, and then we got kind of a pullback there, we're looking at like 530. So either way you look at it, depending on how you look at this move, it's going to move a lot higher. We got the volume kicking up. Everything looks really good. So overall, guys, I mean, I like uranium. I'm heavily invested in it. I think it's got a very bright future. It is one of the things that can provide energy to society in high energy return amounts. So I think that's kind of the last player in the game, so to speak, that's worth anything. So I'm taking a pretty good size chunk, put my investments in it. I'm going to ride this thing higher. It's difficult for me to chase. I don't know if I'd be a buyer exactly at this second. I mean, it still looks good. That's a difficult one to ask someone who likes buying off of the corners of things and on pullbacks. But everything looks fantastic. Hold on to it. Hopefully it makes you a lot of money. Hopefully it makes us a lot of money. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.